Morning. I was wondering if there was anyone who wanted to manifest this morning. So I have all of these things that have come up for me that I need to make a decision on. And it kind of left me in a space of feeling a little overwhelmed. Now, the decisions were really good decisions, just things kind of manifesting so fast, the opportunity to do things. And I knew that I needed to get in a space where I could think, where I could process, where I was at peace. Because when you make decisions from a space of, um, let's see, how could I call it? From a space of, one second, I'm sharing this with someone, guys, with everyone. When you create things from a space of confusion, rushing, hurriedness, all of those things, then you just create more areas of confusion and rushing and all of those things. And so I knew it was important for me to change like my energy and my frequency and all of those things. And I said, hey, I think it's going to be a great idea to come on and kind of share some of that with you all. There may be someone who, maybe you need to shift your energy right now. And I'm the answer to what you prayed for this morning at this current time to be able to do just that. So teach me how to manifest. Let's manifest. So I was thinking back to, the different decisions and things that I need to make, and the fact that they're amazing decisions to have an opportunity to be able to say yes or no to. They are things that have been on my, hey, Wanda, darling. They are things that have been on my list, on my affirmation and declaration cards, but it's just kind of all happening at one time. And so I know it's important, even though they are great opportunities, that I'm in the right energy when I'm making those decisions. So one of the opportunities was an opportunity to be out of town and go do some things. And it was a whole lot to it, but it was kind of last minute. And I started feeling overwhelmed and all of those things. And one of the things I've learned tremendously about manifesting is that how we say yes to opportunities, what we say yes to makes a huge difference in what we continue to attract. So the conversation today is about manifesting, Wanda. I don't know if that's something that would interest you, but I think you should stick around. So for those of you who are wondering what we're talking about today, we're talking about manifesting. And I want you to know that you are manifesting all the time, whether you know it or not, you are manifesting. But whether you are manifesting what you really desire, that's the key. Because unfortunately, we manifest bad relationships, we manifest financial situations that ain't all that good. We're manifesting all of those things. And I know some things are happening to us and we feel that we have no power or no control over, or maybe it wasn't our thoughts or anything about us that brought it to us, but I'm here to tell you that it is. And I want to help you shift on this morning. So I've had this thought many years ago when I got married. So I was married for 14 years. I've been divorced for about 3 years now. But there's this thing I used to say to one of my girlfriends. And I would say, girl, if I hadn't got married, I'd probably be out of the country somewhere, right? So one of these opportunities that has come before me is so in alignment with me being out of the country, like possibly being, not even possibly, the opportunity to even live out of the country, right? And I was thinking about that today, and I was like, wow, I've said this all my life. This is something that I've talked about, maybe not intentionally focused on, but here we are, right? And it made me think about just how much we're manifesting things in our life. And many of you, I mean, that may sound like, well, man, you've been doing that for however many years. But one of the reasons the opportunity is presenting itself now is because of my energy. It's because of my vibrations, right? It's because of where I'm flowing in. So when we think about manifesting, and many people say, well, that's not going to work for me, or it takes forever, but you are in control of that. So whether you are in alignment with what it is that you desire dictates how long. I'll get more into time. I can see you in the camera, darling. I'll get more into time as we move forward as it relates to manifesting. Just curious, are any of you into manifesting, understanding? Hey, Denise, girl, how are you? Understanding, you love my consistency. Oh, thank you so much, guys. And listen, I'm so glad you said that, Denise, because what you're seeing right now is with less effort, meaning me coming on, me teaching and bringing things to you. It's not even a lot of effort on my part. And I'm going to be teaching these principles inside my She Prospers Mastermind. I'm kind of putting that out there early because many of you will say, I want to know more about this. I want to manifest at a higher rate, quicker, sooner, faster, right? So, Denise, you said you love my consistency. And many people, the big thing that they struggle with is consistency. And it's because it requires so much effort. But the reason why it requires so much effort is because oftentimes what you're attempting to do, either your thoughts are out of alignment with what it is that you really desire, or you're doing things that really aren't even in alignment with what you really want. Many of us are creating lives, we're creating businesses, we're doing all the things based on what society has told us. Somebody put me in the comments if that hits home for you. Like some of the things that you do, maybe even in your industry. And this is a great example. So I came from the beauty industry. I've been an entrepreneur for about 28 years. I now coach and consult to women all around the world, right? Helping them in their business. But prior to that, I was in the beauty industry. And one of the things I noticed about the trajectory, right? This is the flow that people normally go into in that particular industry. They may work for someone first, then they may rent a booth or now salon suite, they may open a salon, then they feel the need to become an instructor. It's kind of like this trajectory that has been kind of etched in stone about this is the path to take. So any of you in the beauty industry, is this making sense to you all? Is this making sense? Right? And so what happens, many people are doing things within a certain industry. Even if you're in corporate America, the level that you get promotions, what you do next is normally like this unspoken path that the world has told you you need to take within that realm. I hope I'm making sense. And what happens is some people are not in alignment with what that next thing is, but because they feel that is what they should be doing next, they step into that path. And then the energy that it takes in order to do it becomes hard. And I don't know how many of you know, it's hard to be consistent on something that you really ain't feeling. You're just doing it because you've been taught that this is what you should do next. So for instance, I came from the beauty industry, but I'm a consultant. I coach with people who aren't even in the beauty industry, the people who are counselors and therapists and doctors, people who want to use their intellectual property and build programs and all the things, right? And who would have thought that my path from the beauty industry would take me there, but it didn't. It was a vehicle, but me getting in alignment with who I really am, what feels good to me, what feels great to me. And then, especially at this stage, understanding manifesting on a different level has brought me to a space where I coach from my home. I am taking no clients in the month of July. I am not coaching inside my programs. I am still bringing money into my circumference, although I am not doing those things. July and December are my productive rest months. When I tell people I take 2 months off per year, it sounds a little weird, right? I remember the first time, so my parents divorced when I was 12. And my dad and I had a good relationship for quite some time. Hey, Jenny, how are you, darling? And over time, I'm growing, things are happening. We kind of lose touch and we regain touch. In one of our conversations, I'm just asking my dad what he's doing. And he tells me that he's taken off work for a year. Now, I'm listening because I understand that I learn if I'm listening. How many of you know that listening is also a space of learning? It's not always, when we're talking, most of the time we can't hear. And so I had never heard of anyone taking off work for a year. In my mind, I said, how's he going to make it? Like, what is he going to do for money? This is just the mindset that I had because we've been taught, right? That if we aren't like physically doing something, we're not going to be making money. And many people in the beauty industry, that is definitely the dynamics by which we operate our life and our business. If I want more money, I need to go do more clients, right? And so that whole energy, what it begins to do is it creates this belief about how you earn money. Lord have mercy. I hope I'm making sense to you guys. It begins to create this belief. And so when there are opportunities for you to understand or learn how to make money less your effort, you kind of shy away from them. It's where you may see ads on Facebook and you see people in the comments saying things like, oh, it's a scam. It doesn't work, because in their world, in their mindset, for what they know, understand, and are in alignment with, it doesn't work. And so therefore, they will never, ever take those opportunities. But for me, what was happening is, one, there was trouble in paradise. So I was having some issues in my marriage, and it was really overwhelming to the point where I had to do something different, right? Like the overwhelm I was experiencing, I had about 12 staff members. I had a fairly new business. 3 years later, I have a beautiful baby. There's a lot going on, and I need to figure out how to get unstuck, for lack of a better word. Actually, I wasn't stuck. I teach that in manifesting. You're not really stuck, guys. You're not really stuck. You're just out of alignment with what you really desire. And this is God saying, hey, look, it's not what you should be doing in this season. So anyway, back to my dad and the year off. But when hearing that conversation, it set something off in me. Like I need to figure out what that even looks like. And many people are struggling just to take a vacation, especially if you're an entrepreneur. But that also comes from a space of scarcity thinking, guys. Like if I ain't here, it ain't gonna go down. All the things. I'm gonna be helping people shift out of that trajectory inside the She Prospers Mastermind. If you have not joined, you have prayed for what I'm teaching you even now, and you have prayed even more for what I'm going to serve you with inside the She Prospers Mastermind. Look, God answers our prayers differently. I am your prayer. I am the answer, the vessel that God used on this morning to get your answers to you. Like I fully and completely believe that. If you're watching this now, if you're watching on the replay, hey, how are you? You have been praying for your next level. You've been praying to get in alignment. You've been praying for more time freedom, more abundance, more finances. Listen, get in alignment with the signs. So that is what set me on a trajectory. And when I began to build my coaching and consulting business, I said, I'm going to take a month off. And a month turned into 2. So I have 2 months, July and December, that I don't coach in my programs. I don't do one-to-one coaching. I still do some things in my business, but those 2 things I take off of the table in those months, right? But money still flows in my circumference. Money still flows in my circumference. I picked July as my daughter's birthday. It's usually the summertime opportunity to travel. As a matter of fact, if you were on earlier, I talked about all these decisions that I had to make, and I knew I needed to get in a place of rest and peace so that I could make better decisions, which is why I'm on here with you all, because I wanted to talk to you about changing your energy and manifesting and all the things. And I'm manifesting at a rate where things are coming, and I'm going to give you all some scripture above what I could ask or think. I hope I'm making sense for you guys who are kingdom, above what I can ask or think, right? Beyond what I can even handle. So I understand that I need to be in a space where I'm making great decisions. those travel decisions, those opportunities, those are things that were on my affirmation cards. Those things that I repeatedly said that I had to get in alignment. I see the hearts over there. This is vibing for somebody, right? Those things that I had to do, or that I had been desiring, are coming in overflow and increase. So I was sharing with you all that one of the things was like possibly living out of the country. That's even on the table for me. I can step fully into that if I say yes, right? So I have taken the principles that I learned in my reading time in the Bible, my relationship with God, my understanding that God is the only reason we have science. Let me just say this, guys, right? Hey, Erlene, the only reason we have science is because God created systems that are so amazing. People needed to figure out, how is this thing working? And the more we move into the world space, we're finding that scientists are having to be in alignment with the word of God. So I learned so much in my time in scripture and my relationship with God about how, God has set this whole thing up. People call it, the universe. And unfortunately, many people are serving the universe instead of serving the God who created the universe, which is why some things might be like a little left for them, right? But God did create the universe. And within the universe are all these laws that he created that are now natural laws that cause things to happen. For instance, the sun rises and sets every single day. We ain't got to do nothing. Do you guys get that? The moon, the stars, they're up, in all of those things because of the systems that God has placed within our universe. You jump off a building, a really, really tall building, gravity is going to kick in because it is a natural law. Reaping and sowing is also a natural law, right? And your thoughts, guys, are seeds. The things that you are thinking are seeds, and they are going to operate under the laws of reaping and sowing. Now, many people get on like this positive tip and they say, I'm just going to think really positive. But sometimes, guys, we have to even evaluate. Hair Spa, how are you? Thank you for joining this morning. Guys, is there a way to share this out on Instagram? I'm not sure. Facebook, guys, share this out. In the meantime, also put your name in the comments. Let me know what you do, what type of business you own, how you serve in the marketplace. So I share with you all that there's this law of reaping and sowing that is just what it is. It's going to do what it does because of the systems that God has created. Now, many of the scientists go into, I think it's called like quantum physics and all these other things, but it's a God thing. It is a God flow that you must get in when you want to begin manifesting your desires, because you are already manifesting, right? It may not be what you want, but you're already manifesting. And my assignment in this season is to help you manifest what you truly desire. I'll be teaching that. I'll be teaching you how to identify your chemistry, your energy, your DNA, how to shift that so that you can attract what you really desire inside it's a 30-day mastermind, She Prospers Mastermind. I'm going to put that in the comments and I'm going to say it, how to get to that link for Instagram is renewfullcircle.com/She Prospers, renewfullcircle.com/She Prospers, renewfullcircle.com/She Prospers, independent director of paparazzi accessories. Awesome. I see someone putting in the comments what it is that they do and how they show up in the marketplace. So just thinking about the fact that our thoughts are seeds. So I was talking about this whole positive tip and things that people are on, and you see it everywhere. But when it's not working, when people are saying that they're thinking positive thoughts, but what they're manifesting isn't necessarily positive, ding, 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 a bell has to go off about what we've been told that positive is. Lord have mercy. Am I making sense, guys? Okay, let's look at this, for example. Depending on what level we're at in our wealth, we may think that we're wealthy or rich or we're making a lot of money until we are exposed to someone who's making even more. and who's making it in a different way. Does that make sense? So prior to that, we thought that we were doing really well. And it doesn't mean we weren't really doing, it doesn't mean we weren't doing really well. Just maybe there's just this level that you haven't been exposed to. So maybe there's a level of positive thinking and thoughts that you haven't been exposed to that aren't allowing you to shift into what you really desire to manifest. Does that make sense, guys? Let me know if I'm making sense. You guys share with me in the comments if I'm making sense. Put yes in the comments if this is working for you guys, if you're with me, right? Yes, Denise, seeds are thoughts. Seeds are your thoughts are seeds, rather. Denise says seeds are thoughts, but your thoughts are seeds, and they have to reap a harvest. What type of thoughts are you sowing? Are you putting into the atmosphere? It's going to come back to you. So I was thinking about my Bluetooth, right? And I do need to go ahead and just invest in a good old Bluetooth. My daughter has the AirPods, and I'm like, I'm not spending that much on an AirPod, Bluetooth. Y'all work with me, right? So I manifest thousands and thousands of dollars, and then don't want to get the AirPods. But I'm with it because I'm understanding that those other Bluetooths I'm buying, I'm having to buy them constantly and all the things. And this is the thing. So I didn't realize how the frequency of my Bluetooths were really working because I was only using it to listen, right? So I would listen to trainings or broadcasts or whatever the case may be. But as I began using them to talk to other people, right? See, what I thought was good, I'm just going back to the same thing with you guys. On the other end, people started saying, I can barely hear you. And I'm thinking maybe it's just this one girlfriend's phone or whatever. And then I'm hearing it over and over again, repeatedly from other people. So could it be that what you think you're putting into the atmosphere, could it be that the vehicle that you're using, it seems to be working for you because you're only needing it for that thing. But as it relates to others who are around you or things that are in the atmosphere, it ain't on the right frequency. I hope I'm making sense with you guys this morning. I'm up here sharing this. I figured someone needed to shift their energy. Someone wanted to go even deeper, manifest quicker, sooner, faster at a different rate. And they also want to do it God's way. They want to get into God's flow. That's what I'm up here for. I'm a God's girl, right? So everything that I'm sharing with you, I have aligned it either by revelation or by scripture with what God wants to do for us in this universe, in this world that we live in. So I realized with the Bluetooth, I was like, hey, yeah, it's been good for me, but what am I really putting out in the atmosphere? So maybe what you thought was positive is not necessarily being received as positive in the atmosphere. And so this dictates what you will get back. It dictates what you'll get back. So one of the things I think people misunderstand about manifesting is that it requires absolutely no effort. Now, guys, I've manifested some stuff and I'm like, whoa, but I realized that I had been using all the principles of manifesting. I just didn't realize it. So it came in. But there's this thing, and I love the opportunity to take this back to what Denise shared earlier, which was I am so consistent. Remember, I said I'm on productive rest, so I don't even have to come on during this month as far as what I've set for myself. But it's easy because I'm operating in flow, right? It doesn't feel hard. It's just like, yes, I'm going to go on and serve. So the consistency that you see is from the alignment, the work, the personal work that I've done inside about, one, getting clear on what I wanted, understanding that it is absolutely possible for me, and then doing the things to get in position. So it means that when I take action, it's from an inspired space, which makes the action that I'm taking easy, which makes it easier or simpler for me to be consistent. Does that make sense? Because many of you are building your business, you're wanting a new boo, you want a new life, all the things, and the the consistency seems to be an issue for you, but something is out of alignment with your frequency or your flow. I was attempting to listen to a broadcast that was on like an AM radio station, something in particular someone had asked me to listen to. So I'm trying to find it on the internet. I couldn't find it. I go out to my car, I find it, but it's so muffled that I can't hear it, right? And in that moment, I understood if I was in a different area, I would be able to pick up on that radio's frequency. Now, it doesn't mean that the radio doesn't exist. It doesn't mean that that broadcast doesn't exist. I just wasn't in the vicinity to be able to pick up that frequency. Lord have mercy. Do you all understand? And this is when people in the kingdom say, everything that you desire, God has already done. He's already done it. It's already available. But are you in alignment to be able to receive it? Are you on that frequency? Is your energy even a match for that? Okay, let's look at this. So many of the people that I serve in helping them with their business want to create premium products. When I say premium products, they also have a premium price point, right? Now, some people gonna buck at this. I understand we're all at different levels about what we do in business, how much things should cost and all the things, right? But the people that I'm called to serve, they want more time freedom, right? They want to show up in a really powerful, strong way. Number one, you need peace in order to do that, to show up in a strong, powerful way. When you're all over the place, when you run in here and there, you got 50 different things going on, it is difficult to operate in that realm. But when you have premium offers, premium services, when I say premium services, I mean that you're going to give extreme value in, right? When you have those, you don't have to work as hard in order to create what it is that you desire. So many of the women who come to me, whether they've been able to articulate it or put it into words, or what I'm saying is actually giving them articulation to what they want. Many of them want time freedom. They want an abundance of money, and they just have to shift money mindsets in order to get to that space and work less and earn more. And there are people who understand value, right? So they hear an offer that may be a premium price to someone else, but they've been able to distinguish the level of value that they will receive. Although the seed, y'all don't hear me, although the seed that they're sowing may be outside of what they ordinarily would sow for that opportunity, they understand that in order to get at that new frequency, in order to pick up that AM radio station, in order to move to that next level, they have to do something from a different level, from a different space of energy, from, just a different vibration. I hope I'm making sense to you guys on this morning, right? So another thing about your energy and science and all the things I shared with you guys, that the only reason we have science is because we have a God who created something so amazing, and he's created these humans, us, who really want to desire, like, how is this thing working? And we put the word science on it, right? So they are trying to either prove, what's going on, or disapprove. But in the process, you can't help not to find out that we serve like this amazing God who has created this amazing space. Imagine as a parent, you create this huge opportunity and then you put your children in it. What great parent would put their children in a space where there wasn't instructions, where they wouldn't be provided for? What good parent does that? No good parent does that. And God, as our Father, has created all of this stuff. He's given us instructions. He's given us the provision. And many of us are running off, doing the world's way of things and feeling like he's not a good father. Well, he's a good father, and he's provided instructions. And I want to help you, learn the laws in a way that you can apply them to your life, and then begin to see the things that you desire. God said he would give us above what we ask or think. He says, for I know the plans, the thoughts that I have towards you, and the plans to prosper you, plans of peace, all of those things. So when those things aren't happening, we have to know we must be out of alignment with the instructions. For instance, if you're a parent and if you have children, you may give your children a set of instructions, right? Now, not to say that you have all of the answers, but there are some things that you can pretty much bet this is how it's going to happen if you do it like this. And if you don't do it like this, it's very likely that this is how it's going to happen. It's no different from what God has laid out for us in his laws and his principles and all the things. It's really so that we can have a prosperous life based on the plans, that he has for us. So when we think about energy, the universe, all these things the new age people have taken from us, because we run around the church instead of really learning, God's words and its principles and what he really desires. We run around the church speaking in tongues, all those things, they're great. I was going to say I do all of them, but I don't run around the church, but I do pray in the spirit, right? I lay out prostrate on the floor, all the things. But I also understand that I got to put the principles into practice. And part of it is me getting understanding, which is what I want to do with you all today. But I want to leave you with this. One, go sign up for the mastermind. If you want to understand another level of manifesting, even if you're doing well, you just want to do even more, sign up. At this current time, there is about $300 off of what the actual price will be. It's going to go up to regular price, right? So it's an easier way to make the investment. I also put, in addition to just enrolling and paying the one-time fee, I've given you an opportunity to use PayPal as your payment plan for, getting into the course. And they have options where you can pay in installments. And those, I think it's up to 4 installments. So that's another, way. If this is something you've been praying about, you just didn't know how to articulate it, or you're just recognizing it as I'm speaking, go sign up, join us. So that's one thing I want to leave you with. But another thing, to shift your energy today, you're going to need peace to prosper. That's going to mean decluttering your life, making some decisions. But for now, what is it that you're thinking? What is it that you're thinking? Whatever you're thinking, your thoughts are seeds, and they will reproduce and continue to bring the same thing over and over again. Many of you are saying, I don't want whatever. The atmosphere that we're around that is receiving words, because that's how God created everything, through words. He spoke, right? That atmosphere doesn't know the difference in when you say, I don't want, from when you say, I do. It doesn't know the difference. So it's just bringing you back even you're saying, like, I don't want this in my life anymore. There's an energy behind what you're saying. And the atmosphere is picking up on that energy and just bringing it right back to you. So I want you to shift your energy for today. I've taught you guys a lot about manifesting. I'm going to go really deep for 30 days. We're going to talk about wealth principles. We're going to talk about manifesting your mindset, your industry, your energy, your actual unique chemistry, which is actually in your DNA. And those are the things. Chemistry is that thing, maybe that spark that you get with the opposite sex when you meet someone or you're in a relationship. That is in your DNA. There are things in your DNA that actually attracted you to certain people. There are things in your DNA that are attracting you to me, right? There's something in the chemistry of all of this that is attracting you. I'm going to be diving deep for 30 days. And I want you to join me. I want you to come and go with us to that next level, whatever that next level is for you. Once you understand how to put this in practice, it becomes a part of your being, right? You become sensitive and aware that, hey, my energy is off. I need to shift if this is not what I want to manifest. Join me, renewfullcircle.com/sheprospers. I'm going to put that in the comments for those of you on Instagram really quick. Be patient with me. Anyone mind telling me what their biggest takeaway was, or one of their biggest takeaways from what I taught this morning, how this spoke to you? Put that in the comments as I'm attempting to, and I'm having to type slow so my phone won't fall off of the stand. As I'm putting this in the comments for Instagram, Let me know something that that should be an S. She prospers. That stood out for you today in our teaching. If you catch it on the replay, you can put it in the comments. We can have a conversation. And many of you will join us on the other side to go deeper for 30 days on manifesting and mindset and all the things. It's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. Thoughts are seeds we sow. That's what you were left with. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. Denise said, thoughts are seeds we sow. And you shall reap what you sow. You shall reap what you sow. That's my take. You guys have a super blessed, amazing, amazing day. May God smile upon you and all of his grace and his mercy and his abundance and his favor and all of the amazing things that he intended for you to have. May they overtake you. That's my take. You guys have a good one. Peace.